What is up, guys? My name is Chris and this is another video review by Homes in 5, and today what I'm going to be talking to you about is the limited edition Theron mouse by Thermaltake. Now this particular mouse that I have in front of me is limited edition only for one reason: it is the finish and the color on this mouse. So the standard Theron mouse actually has a matte black finish. This one has a glossy yellow finish. It is a very bright yellow, as you can see. It is across the entire mouse, even with the logo or the stickers on the bottom. Feels very nice in the hand, and I guess we're going to get into all of the details and specs about this particular mouse apart from just the way it looks. We'll talk about the grip first, and this particular mouse for myself does actually fit very snugly in the hand. I don't have a giant hand. We'll put the mouse just there, but my hand isn't huge. But I do have a very large palm. My fingers aren't incredibly long, but it does fit very snugly. Now, we'll look at this from the side. And the contour or the bulge that we have at this mouse is kind of set at a nice position for myself. It's kind of closer to the middle of the mouse instead of further towards the back. I know that my Razer Death Adder does kind of sit a little bit further back with the bulge and kind of drops a lot more to the front. This one has more of a smooth gradient coming along the front, and does sit a bit smoother in my hand in that sense. It does fit my palm a lot better than my other mouse. Talking about the rest of it in terms of design, though, we've got a nice groove for your thumb along there and easy access to two of these macro keys here. And on the right side, we have a nice groove for your pinky and your ring finger as well, and allows, again, easy access to this other macro key that you may have on the side there if you decide to use it. With other buttons that you do have on the mouse, you've got obviously the scroll wheel, the left and right click, and you've got these two buttons here, which I'll tell you a bit more about in just a moment. All of these buttons on the mouse that you may use when you're playing in-game are actually very, very easy to use, and part of the benefit of that is that it's very easy to click, and I guess a lot lighter and easier to get a faster click with the mouse itself. So this mouse is actually advertised as an RTS-ready mouse, so it's for real-time strategy. Faster clicking, you can adjust all the DPI and polling rates and stuff like that with the mouse on the fly, and it's just a very versatile mouse in terms of all the hardware that you have access to straight away. Myself, I don't play RTS. I'm more of a shooter and I guess stuff like that, first-person shooters, over the shoulder, third person, all like that. But with that being said, even though this is advertised as an RTS mouse, it does actually work very well for shooters as well. Now, I have a very, I guess I got a very heavy hand, but the fact that this is a very, very light click and it's very easy to click fast, I've actually managed to get, I guess, a bit of an upper hand against opponents in shooter games because I've managed to get the clicks down faster than themselves. And using burst fire, it's a very lazy click, so obviously I don't hold down the button for shooting. Burst firing with this, very, very lazy and easy to do, but obviously you need to practice on that accuracy, which is something that you obviously need to improve. Talking about the rest of the mouse, though, as I said, these two buttons here are for the DPI, so you have 4 different profiles or options to choose from, and that is indicated by this little light down here. You will get an indicator on screen telling you what you have changed to if you are not in-game. If you are in-game, then that's what this is for. But on your main desktop, if you click down once, you'll see that you're on level 1, which is the lowest. Moving up, you'll get one indicator here saying that you're on 1600 DPI on your screen. That one there is 3200 for level 3, which is the next click up. And then the last one with all the lights lit up is 5000 DPI. You can go further than that through the user interface that you do get on a CD in the box, if you do wish, but these are just the general on-the-fly settings that you get. Good for if you're using 2 different types of, I guess, sensitivity settings. So if you're in, again, a good example is Battlefield. If you're using a soldier on the floor, or on the ground, you'd have the setting at 800 DPI or maybe 1600 if you want. And then if you're using the jet, I would probably crank it up to 3200 myself just to increase that sensitivity on the fly, unless you want to change that in Battlefield settings itself. Talking about the other side of the mouse, we can flip this just over and we'll show you some of the features that you do get on here. And I'll just zoom in just there. And looking at the bottom here, we've got 3 or 4 different kind of highlighted areas that we can show you. But I've been using this mouse for about 2 weeks now, and I can just show you these tracks along the bottom have collected absolutely no dust or dirt or any kind of gunk whatsoever. So they are very, I guess, very smooth to use. The mouse does glide along the mouse pad very easily. Probably helped even more by the fact that this is a Thermaltake mouse pad. Yeah, you should go buy one. Talking about what we've got on the bottom here, though, we do have 5 different profiles that you can scroll through with this button here. So as you'll notice, as I click one, we'll actually get the colors underneath on the side of the mouse, and also on the top of the mouse. Whoops, on the top of the mouse, just at the back here, the colors do change. So I'll flip that back the other way so I don't twist my cable up. But as you click this, you go through your 5 different profiles. I myself have it on profile 1. I've got the blue color as well. But 5 different profiles to change through. You can set all of these up to the way that you like them, again through the user interface on the computer that you can install. On the other side here, you've got your polling rate to adjust, I guess, your accuracy. This one's, I've got mine set at 1000 Hz, but with this button, you can change between 1000, 500, and 125 Hz if you want to change the delay with your mouse through all of that. And the second last thing that we're going to look at is this little tab down here. So, as I was saying before, these buttons are very light to click, and some people may not use all of the buttons on the mice as a set. So these 2 buttons here, you may bump them occasionally with your thumb. You may not want to use them in-game. What this switch on the bottom does is actually deactivates that. So if we flip that over to the lock side, you'll get a notification on screen saying it's been locked, and now these 2 buttons do absolutely nothing. So that turns them off completely. No, I guess, accidental clicks, or if you've got them as weapon swapping for some games, that's not going to happen anymore. I'll flip that back over though and unlock that. And the last thing we're going to look at in terms of the physical hardware for this actual mouse is the weights that you do get inside. So if you are very heavy-handed, then you may want to put all 5 of these in there like myself. But each of these weights does come in at a huge 4.5 grams, very, very heavy. But each of these is 4.5 grams. I've got all of them in there. Just good to adjust the weight of your mouse if you do like, I guess, a heavier or a lighter piece of hardware. It does have a nice shape with the rubber on there, so it's cut out to fit back in nice and easy with the grooves for the couple of screws that are in there. And you can adjust those on the fly as well. Just a very, very simple thing to change over. I'll drop those back into the mouse though as well, and just put that away. Very, very easy to swap over. And on the back side here, you just got the little padding just to make sure the weights don't shake around while they're in there. And we'll clip that back in. Very, very good mouse. You can check out the full details and maybe retail prices for this in the description below. I'll put that down there just because off the top of my head, I can't tell you. Inside the box, apart from obviously the mouse and the threaded USB cable that you do get, there is also a mat package here which comes with the CD to install the drivers and the user interface for changing your profiles. You also get a warranty booklet and a user manual for changing everything around, but that's also on the CD. And the last thing that I really like that Thermaltake does with most of their products is a little carry package. So you got that nice piece there with a zipper across the top. Just something to stow away your mouse if you're going to a LAN party or a competition or just to a friend's place even. Something that Thermaltake does with most of their products. Examples include they come with a package for the Thermaltake mousepad, and also for my Thermaltake Challenger Pro gaming keyboard, I got a case for that as well. Good little add-on for the actual mouse itself, and makes it very easy to carry along with you. Check out the pricing and the rest of the details about this particular mouse in the description below. Thank you very much, Thermaltake Australia and Chris Smith, for sending me the mouse. I hope you liked the review, and I hope that you guys that have actually watched the review yourselves are maybe more convinced to go out and buy this mouse yourself. Anyway, this has been another episode of Homes of 5. Comment, rate, subscribe, do all the cool stuff. Feel free to check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus in the description below, as well as Thermaltake Australia's Facebook, Twitter page, and also the information page for the Theron gaming mouse itself. This has been another episode of Homes of 5. Bye-bye!